Hey guys, it's Annie and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to share a fun video, and I saw Michelle Wong share this recently on her channel. I thought that would be such a fun idea. So I would link her video below. I don't think it was started by her. It was started by somebody else, but she was inspired to do her own video, but I'm going to leave her video below. Her video was my makeup collection if I wasn't a beauty guru. I just thought, oh my gosh, that is great. That is great because my makeup is totally different than it was before I started my channel. So I'm going to talk a little bit of me getting out of makeup, how I got back into it, what inspired me to get back into makeup, what inspired me to start my YouTube channel, and what my makeup collection would have been like if you know what it was like before I started my channel, which was a lot different, I can say. So really quickly, if you're new here, would love to have you join. I share makeup, skincare, fashion for us mature ladies. If that's something that interests you, would love to have you join. Please consider supporting this channel. Click that subscribe button below. Also make sure you click that notification bell too, because I don't want you to miss out on any of my future content. And Mama needs a drink. I should have worn a necklace today. I'm not wearing a necklace. Okay. So let me talk a little bit about makeup and me before I started my YouTube channel. So before I started my YouTube channel, I pretty much fell out of wearing makeup when I was in my 30s. I just didn't have time to do it. I had a child that was very small, so it was like 5-minute makeup for me. So I really wasn't into it. I didn't do it all. We're going to talk about that. And then I got to then I turned 40. 40 was a game changer. In my 30s, I was kind of lost with my skincare and makeup. I didn't spend enough time taking care of myself. I was doing my skincare, but it was very minimal. I would take my eye makeup off, take my makeup off every night, and throw in a moisturizer, and that was it. I never had a morning skincare routine. I don't even think I was using moisturizer in the morning. And I wasn't using a sunscreen. Unless I was going to the beach or something like that, like I was not wearing a sunscreen under my makeup. What I was doing is I was using a foundation that had sunscreen, and I thought that was enough for me. I know. My skin was looking really bad. So I was starting my 40s and I was really lost with makeup, skincare. I didn't know what to do. I just felt like my skin looked really bad. That's when I was testing out natural makeup, and I was using that, and it just looked horrible on my skin. But my skin was in a really bad place, which I didn't think that it was, but it was in a bad place. Just trying to figure out makeup, how to wear it, what to wear, just everything. I started searching online for help with my skincare. I started looking for makeup ideas because I just felt like I was so out of it for so long that I just felt like I didn't know what to do anymore. Like I just felt lost. So that's when I found Michelle Wong's channel, and then I found Candy Johnson. Those were the two channels that I found when I wanted to get back into makeup. So if you watch some of my early channels, I am wearing a lot of makeup, girl. But I didn't realize how much makeup I was wearing. It was just too much for me. I feel like looking back, it really aged me. I didn't think so at the time, but it really did. So I feel like I've really scaled back on my makeup. Anytime I put way too much on, and especially if I see a photo of myself, I'm like, girl, no. Now let's get into the makeup. Before I started my channel, I had one foundation. And if I were to have just one foundation now, like if I didn't have a channel, I had one foundation that I could have, this would be the one that I would have right now. This is the one I'm wearing today. This is the one that I wear most often lately. I just really works well for my skin. I feel like it gives me a little bit of a glow, but it never looks greasy or oily or anything on me. I love this foundation. So this is the Anastasia Luminous Foundation. Love this. So only one foundation. Now, if I were, before my channel, I only had one concealer. I don't have a lot of concealers now. I have a couple because I'm testing them, but I don't have a ton. But before I had my channel, I had one concealer. And the concealer that I would have had before I started my channel is, I would have had, let's see, I thought I put it out here, and where I put here. I would have one like this. It would have been this because it would have been easy to just go like this. I had a really hard time when I got to my 40s though, because these were not working for me. No concealer was working for me at the time. I just felt like I just kept getting that settling look. A lot of it I think now has to do with how much I was putting on. I was probably putting way too much concealer on. I don't put that much on now. And I also just found one that I really love, and it's the Lancome Effacements. I love this one. Before I started my channel, I would have had something like that. Now I definitely would have this. This is the one I would own. I feel like even if I didn't have it, you know, if I didn't have a channel, this is what I would have. I never, ever used an eyeshadow primer, ever. I did use a makeup primer when I first started my channel because Candy Johnson had said Marc Jacobs coconut thing was so great, and I was using it and I did like it, but then I was like, it's just a moisturizer. That's all it is a moisturizer. I don't have to use that. So I use different moisturizers now, but before I started my channel, I didn't even put a moisturizer on or a sunscreen on before I put my foundation on, girl. I didn't. I know, crazy, right? Let's get away from that. So I would have had one foundation, one concealer, no primer, and I wouldn't have prepped my face. Powders, I did always have a powder because I always had oily skin. And before I had my channel, I did not have a loose powder. I don't know why, but I never had a loose powder. I always had a compact powder. And this is probably the one that I would have. I know I had one. Oh, I can't remember the name of it. I feel like it was, I can't remember the name of the makeup brand before I started my channel. But it was the powder reminded me of Charlotte Tilbury's, where it was, where when you put it on, it just softened your look of your face. I don't know if it was Cargo Cosmetics. I know they sold it at Ulta, and I can't remember. Was that a brand, Cargo? It was like an HD setting powder that would just make your skin look flawless. I think I got it, I think I found it on Makeup Alley or something, because I used to go to Makeup Alley and I would find stuff and I'd go there and see if somebody did a review on it. So this would be definitely the powder I would have, and I only had one. I always only had one blush. Always. It was usually one in a compact. The blushes that I used to wear were from Lancome, but this is my Chanel, so this is what I would have. I would just have one blush, just one. And it would be a color like this, or it might have been a peachy color. That's it. I would get one color, use it up, and then maybe I'd do another, I'd try a different color, but I would use it until I was scraping it, till it looked like this. My blushes would look like this before I started my channel. So I would just have one blush. Bronzers, no. No, I didn't wear any bronzers back then. Now I do, because I love how it warms up my face. Even though I don't contour my face. I know it's not contouring your face, but I do feel like a bronzer sort of adds a little bit of shadows on your face. So I love using it now, but back then, girl, no. I did not use a bronzer. I just felt like I mean, I live in Florida and look how white I am. I'm in the pool a lot here, but I put so much sunscreen on and I wear my hat and everything that you can't tell that I'm in the sun, but I am. So I always felt like if I used a bronzer, it wasn't going to match the rest of my body, and that's totally not true, because you can see it all works. Even though I don't have it on my body, it still works and looks good on me. So bronzer was something I never did either. Eyeshadow palettes, I probably would have had two. That's it. I think that's all I ever had. I never would get a whole bunch. I would just get one and use it up. Now, years ago, like when I was, my teen years, I would have a big palette. I probably would have had a palette like this size. You know what I mean? I'd have a palette like this with all these colors when I was a teen. But then when I got older, I just was like, I need something quick that I can do a quick eye look and run out the door. So I would have something like this. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Goddess palette. I don't know if this one is available. I don't know if it is. But anyway, so this would be a palette that I would have had, and I would have used it all up, and I would have bought a new one. Not a new one like this. I probably would have got a different brand. I would like use something up, and then it would be like, it would take me, I feel like it'd take me a year or something to use something up. And then that next spring, I would just feel like I need something new. So I would go to the department store and I'd look at Lancome or whatever, and I'd see what new makeup there was. You know what I mean? So I might have 2 of these size palettes, but that is all I would have. I always had one eyeliner pencil. That's all I ever had. I have a few of them now, but I don't have a ton of eyeliners. I have some that were sent to me that I have. One of them I'm wearing today from Casa Zita Jones is the name of the brand. So I have some of, I have a couple more than I had before I started my channel, but I don't have a ton of them. But before I started my channel, I had one. Lipstick liners, I only had, I think I had 2. And they were the same color, because I would wear the same lipstick. I would just have 1 or 2 lipsticks, but they were similar. So I would use the same lipstick shadows or lipstick colors and lip liners all the time. I would just kind of like go back and forth. The lipstick that I would wear most likely back then would be a bright color like this. I'm trying to get back into it. I'm not wearing it today. But that's what I used to wear before I started my channel. Like I didn't wear a lot. I didn't have a lot of different lipsticks. I have 2 lipsticks, maybe 2 lip liners. That was it. I never had a highlighter. Highlighter wasn't anything that I would have. Now I would, if I did, didn't have my channel now and I had my makeup, I definitely would have this Charlotte Tilbury Spotlight. This stuff is freaking amazing. I love it. You can see I'm wearing it now. It just gives my face a nice little glow, but I would want something subtle like that and easy to apply, and I love that. So I definitely probably would have that. So if I were to have a bronzer, because I didn't have one, I probably would have had a powder. I don't think I'd have the Chanel. I don't go back there, but I probably would have gotten something like this. This is the Tom Ford. Not my favorite bronzer, but if I were to get a bronzer, it would have been a powder bronzer. I wouldn't have gone for a cream. I definitely wouldn't have been using those liquid blushes. I think I would have been intimidated by them. I don't know why, but I feel like I would have been. Lip gloss, I would have had 1 or 2 lip glosses, probably clear. Maybe a tinted one is all I would have. So I probably would have like the City Lips and maybe like a tinted City Lips, or maybe I would have had the Marc Jacobs or something like that. I wouldn't have a ton, but I have a couple of those. Only have 1 mascara. One thing I didn't talk about is this. I would not have had a brow pencil. I know. Brows were something I rarely ever did before I started my channel. I didn't. Sometimes I would use one that I got. I hope you're sitting down. Okay. I got one sometimes at the drugstore. Okay. I'm saying it like that because you guys know I don't buy drugstore makeup. There's nothing wrong with that. I just don't. But that's one thing I would have bought at the drugstore. I would have bought that at the drugstore. I never bought my mascara there or anything else, but I wouldn't use it all the time. Sometimes I would use it. I think I might have even had some kind of a powder one before I started my channel at one time too. But brows were things that I hardly ever did my brows. I know. I hardly ever did my brows. Now I pretty much have to because my brows are like disappearing. So if I didn't do my brows, I just have patchy spots everywhere. So I pretty much am forced to do it whether I wanted to or not. But I didn't. I never had a setting spray. I still don't have a setting spray. I've used some of those and I'm just not really a fan of those for me. I just don't feel like it keeps my makeup on good for me. Maybe I just haven't found the right one. I don't know. But that's it. That's what my makeup collection would have been like before I started my channel. Now, granted, I have a lot less makeup than most of these people on YouTube. I do not have drawers and drawers and bins and drawers of makeup everywhere. I just don't. I keep it on the low down. And that is why when you guys see me purchase something and use something, it's because I was truly interested in trying that product out. It's not because I'm jumping on the bandwagon because somebody else is testing it out. It's because, I might have seen it somewhere, but I got excited and thought, I really want to try that. That is really, really pretty. So always know that whenever I get something now and I add it to, I don't want to call it a collection because I don't feel like I collect makeup. I just purchase makeup. So whenever I get it, it is things that I'm truly interested in trying. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't work out, but I always tell you guys the real deal. So let me know in the comments below, what are some of the things that you had in your makeup that you know, what did you have in your makeup bag? What are some of the things you had in your makeup bag before you started watching YouTube videos? Like, how is your makeup bag changed since you started watching YouTube videos? Do you find yourself purchasing more? Are you one that just likes to watch people share new things, but you're kind of like, yeah, I just want to watch, but I really don't want to purchase? Let me know in the comments. Would love to hear from you. You guys can follow me on Instagram. Would really appreciate it if you would share my videos. You can share it to Twitter. You can pin it on Pinterest. You can share it on Facebook. Would really, really appreciate it. And I will catch you guys on my next video. Bye. I never... Okay, so we gotta back that truck up. Back that truck up. Hopefully my hair looks okay. Sometimes I'm editing, I get ticked off at my hair and I think, oh, looks like crap. So that's all I was doing. I was doing the bare minimum. My skin... And you just let me know when you're done.